insufficient space to continue recording. That's cool. It'll at least stream it. All right.
Will it?
Before you all get fucking hyper mad at me.
Okay.
Alex, you done messed up again, didn't you?
I'm just gonna listen to
And
myself.
this whole time, when I told you to check it, you didn't.
Hey, remember that time when you did that great Alex Jones impression for the whole game and you were even recording yourself?
That was fucking. That was
Alex, huh?
tragic. Tragic.
That's what she said.
I can't believe it.
Elizabeth told me to.
Listen, the Chinese are coming. They're coming in. They want this one world government. They want you to just eat plants and cockroaches and insects. They're gonna take away your meat. Is that what you want?
You're gonna live in the pod. You eat the bugs.
I love the pain. Because the pain is real.
You gotta break the conditioning.
What are the similarities between a lesbian and a vegan?
What?
They both use imitation meat.
Won't eat meat. Oh.
I remember why I don't do that voice too often. That kills.
It's gravelier than I remember it being.
I practiced it for like 2 weeks before we did that. That's why.
You don't want to know how long I practiced cognac.
I was just like listening to clips of him and stuff like that. He's just like, Joe, listen, I gotta tell you something. Well, I'm kind of retarded.
You heard it here first, folks.
The inside scoop.
Okay, so we're on the dock. We're on the clock.
Ready?
We are live.
Yeah, we got it.
All right.
I got it.
It begins.
It has begun.
On the enemy ship, we started finding new toys to help us move forward. Fancy pair of handguns, handcuffs, and a targeting calculator for the gun. We can hear the Marines below the balcony and talk about a plan to get down there. Oliver Mustard could disguise himself as a Marine and take the rest of us as prisoners to the Prince. But we decide for him to disguise himself as Serafina, challenge the Prince while we keep the real Serafina safe. While Crow gets absolutely hyped to fight the dragon that's down below with the Prince in a little radiation shower, we decide to keep Delumbo and Wingdings on the upper balcony while the rest of us feather fell down to the Prince. Hope everyone remembers to use their health potions. Prince Sylvanus sees us land immediately, likely shocked at our audacity, but candidly, very rude. Surprisingly, the dragon suggests the matter can be solved amicably with reason rather than violence. Before I had a chance to breathe a sigh of relief, the dragon starts talking about their so-called noble purpose in this genocidal crusade, as if they're ridding the world of evil. I felt a fire in my belly as he talked about subjugating the lesser people. I've only ever wanted to seek power for the sole purpose of healing and helping, only being cornered in situations to direct violence. But in this moment, all I wanted was the power to crush this dragon beneath my heel along with everything they stood for. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes a giant robot from the Prince, and suddenly Crow has summoned a dragon. Shit's about to get chaotically violent. Weirdly, though, the spell Crow used to summon the dragon felt lower level, but a lower level spell shouldn't have been able to do that? I wonder if she actually summoned a dragon or if it's just a tangible illusion? As long as it holds up against Sylvanus' dragon, we can worry about exactly what Crow did later. Colonel Green suggests to one of the knights to go on his lunch break, and shockingly he complies, sauntering away from the impending fight on his merry way. And then we started blasting. Suddenly, another twist. The robot is partially absorbing the damage intended for the Prince. So the Prince throws his sword at Crow, and like a bitch, he misses and hits the robot instead. The battle raged on until Oliver was able to magically hold the prince to allow Delembo to finally get the drop on him, slamming his head down and cuffing the prince like the criminal he is, while Arena takes the necklace from the prince, severing his connection and power to the robot. The prince submits to Oliver's suggestion that he surrender and admit defeat. Even as the dragons fight each other, Fenrir tries to reach the prince, but gets absolutely slammed by Crow's dragon as it tries to force him out of the ship. Delembo picks up the prince and they head towards the communication orb, commanding his forces to stand down and submit to his sister. Seraphina reinforces this, resulting in most laying down arms. We start handcuffing them with their own bonds, and there's a sickening quiet as I realize the dragon's fight has ended with enormous holes in Fenrir's motionless body. Crow's dragon continues to pace uneasily, which unnerves me even more. Two of the prince's ships try to escape and are absolutely obliterated. I tried to feel relief, knowing that we've taken a huge step towards ending this fight I've been dreading. Seeing the force unleashed by Crow and her dragon, I'm worried that we've allied ourselves with a bigger threat than the prince. And I can't help but feel like we're missing something.
You know what? Amalia is right.
Actually accurate,
Maybe we...
10 out of 10. Everybody gets an inspiration this time, because you're going to...
Yay!
Fuck.
I was gonna say, Amalia is right. Maybe we don't know that only kids know that. God damn it! What? How the fucking line
The
goes?
taste of Lucky Charms?
The taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. God damn! I fucking brain farted at the last possible second.
How you doing there, bud?
But yeah.
Stroking out,
guys,
apparently.
The pineapple's kicking in.
While Will was stroking out there, you guys have made your way up to the front of the ship. You forced Sylvanas to message all the other ships in the fleet, and you messaged all your ships in the fleet. The two ships tried to get away. Your whole fleet just blew them out of the sky.
Yeah.
And yeah. You guys had the opportunity to just pick apart this ship before it's forced to land, and you guys are forced to convene with the other captains of the other ships.
Hell yeah! Take everything that isn't nailed down on the prince's ship. What up?
Be mindful. I believe this is going to be our ship now.
Oh, maybe just leave everything where it is then.
Even better.
Maybe the attached guns, we can leave them where they're at, but everything else, clearly, let's take our bounty.
Yeah, you guys can imagine that each of these emplaced guns in the battle deck of this ship, they're pretty heavy. They each weigh about 1,000 pounds. So you've got about 2 tons of gun you would have to figure out how to move. They're also longer than Dredd is tall, and Dredd is a lanky, lanky man.
Okay.
He's a long ass bitch.
But yeah, your guys' guaranteed loot, just what you would find on the bodies.
It's not about the girth.
There are 5 arcane cannons with 5 attached batteries. There's the targeting calculator, a communication orb, and 11 laser rifles because 1 blew up, and 11 laser pistols because one of the guys is missing and fell to his death down to the reef below. So that's guaranteed to draw.
Did you write that down, Connor? The 11 pistols, 11 rifles.
11 pistols. 11 rifles.
Delicious.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Quartermaster.
That's my job, I guess.
Went from detective to quartermaster.
Well, I mean, he's probably the best with guns.
There's only one person that I kind of trust with guns, and he's a skeleton.
I thought you were going to say he's a grung.
Oh, right, we give the grungs guns. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not supervised.
Too late now.
We have
kinda hard
no
to take it away
idea the madness that we ensued on that ship.
when we left.
You can't take
Okay.
it back.
So yeah, as you guys are aboard this ship, give me investigation checks.
Okay.
I could do that because that's my job.
Not so good. I got a 8 plus 3.
I got a 15.
I got a 4 plus -1, a 3.
And does this investigation check smell?
Do they smell what the rock is cooking?
I'm gonna use a luck point to give myself advantage. Never
All
mind.
right.
It's worse.
I didn't second win myself, did I? So I'm going to use that to re-roll my ability check,
That's a good idea.
and I don't lose it if I still fail. So investigate again. Investigate. There we go.
Use my heroic to investigate.
So 7 plus -1,
I'm guessing
6.
this is important. I don't know.
Didn't
why
lose
I
it.
do that.
Well, the lowest roll here is 6.
Okay.
Wingdings,
I found a
all
new
you're
bone.
all you're able to find is, like, you go back through and you pick up all of the caltrops that, for whatever reason, you think are the most important part of this is to pick up the caltrops you scattered around the battle deck, because it really suck if somebody got hurt. And
Ooh,
while you're at it, you pick up
ooh,
the laser
caltrop.
rifles that are up there.
Nice.
So I use my heroic on the investigation, and I rolled a 3 plus 3.
You see him rush off to get your caltrops and go to help him. With a 15,
Captain, don't miss that one in the corner.
Delumbo, go ahead and roll me a d8.
D8. Oh boy. An
What
8.
did Ellerina get? An 8.
He got max.
With an 8, you find 2 of these large clay pots that seem like extra durable. Like, normally you'd be able to put like a scratch into a clay pot that doesn't have glaze on it, but you can't scratch these things. And inside of them, there is quite a bit of money. You might want to write this down.
Okay. Right.
It's 1,600 gold, 240 platinum, 800 copper, and 1,600 silver between these 2 pots.
600 silver?
1,600.
1,600 silver. Ooh.
1,600. 1,600.
Money.
Money! These are heavy pots, too. Like, you could easily fit a large plant in these.
Okay, out
Oh,
of
wow.
nowhere, because of the shuffling of the coins, like, you're like, oh gosh, they're kind of heavy. You just see Captain Colin Mustard just like...
Standing in the doorway like a cryptid.
Yeah.
Do you need any help with that?
Amalia, what did you roll?
For investigation?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I thought that was just for them, so I was listening and not rolling. Get out those yellow dice because they were real good to me last week. Okay. That's a 12 plus 4, so 16.
Okay, roll a d8. Reroll on any 8s.
Okay. Looks like... Oh no! On the ground, still counting it. 2.
A do. So as you guys are going through these people's possessions, you guys you hone in on like you hone in on the actual like sleeping pods of these elves, where they sleep for their long journeys. And what you find is like a small drawer, and as you open the drawer, you see a robe with a bunch of patches on it.
Cheap.
Somehow Kelly always gets the complicated items in this campaign.
Mm-hmm.
There's 13 different patches.
Does it match my necklace?
It does not.
Oh,
They don't accessorize with each other.
it fail. Does it smell magical?
It does smell magical.
Fuck yes.
In addition, it smells good.
Go up.
Hell yeah! What does it smell like?
Now,
So despite the shabby appearance of this robe, it smells like sunlight and flowers.
Like Ellerina's like bathing it, so Ellerina's like grabbing
Febreze.
I'm
Ellerina-
absolutely putting this thing on.
Yeah, like
Ellerina's tugging on
Febreze.
it.
Be a little joy in my life. Just like
Yeah.
rubbing up on me like a cat.
Yeah, Melly, I'll fix that for you.
Dread, how about you?
Prestidigitation.
Investigation check.
I think we should go to the next person and leave me to last because I've already rolled.
What did you roll though? I didn't hear what you rolled.
I sometimes impress myself.
Please tell me you rolled something negative.
I have a +2,
Oh, damn.
adding to the 2 that I rolled.
A 4.
Bless.
I
Red?
was
Does he?
You're doing a dread thing.
one.
Everybody else goes off searching for loot. You go to one of the dead bodies and just start drinking.
Bro,
You're like, come here, buddy.
I found the best loot of all. It's a warm body.
Yeah, it's warm.
Guys, you should check this guy out.
Alright. Well,
What?
I still have loot on this table. I feel bad because not everybody got something. Roll the fuck again.
Me?
Oh, I also feel the need to remind you guys. Will, you did find an unspelled gun.
I rolled a 12. What did I
Yeah, buddy.
A 12?
I
Yeah.
also
Roll me a d8.
re-rolled a 12. I re-rolled into a 12.
I rolled into a 16.
oh shit, we're rolling again? Sorry, I was.
No, I think it's just us. Rolled a 5.
Fuck you, I'm rolling.
A thief?
It doesn't matter.
So, Ellerina, you find that pair of really nice gloves you wanted. And Kelly, searching through these people's personal effects, you find a really fancy looking ring.
Ooh!
And Oliver, you're down in the hold, and you actually find in their hold there's a small chest, and you open it up, and there's a set of like bongo drums in here with like a leather strap to wear around your neck. Wingdings, you take the prince's gun. You take his gun, and you can
His gun is
feel there's
my
some
gun
good
now.
magic on it.
My gun now. Ellerina, what kind of magic's on this bitch?
But yeah, as for who passed the last roll, Ellerina and Dread and Wingdings all passed again. What did Oliver get?
15 on my next roll.
A 15? That's another pass.
Should I put the gloves in here?
It's enspelled armor.
In spell armor, okay.
But yeah. So, we're gonna start with Wingdings as success. Roll me a d8.
Real good, boy.
A whole whopping 2.
Again, searching through these people's personal effects in their sleeping pods, you find, like, just this overly large black pearl that hums with magical power.
I bite it.
Can I give him guidance?
It tastes bad.
Ew.
At least you could taste it.
Can I give him guidance on his investigation?
Sure.
My D8.
No.
Well, I mean, if you want, the D8's just what he finds.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Next up was Ellerina.
Yo.
D8.
I know. I rolled a 5.
A Thief?
Yeah, the one I gave earlier. Or is it or is this a different D8?
No, this is the same D8. You're searching through their medical cabinets, and you find 2 potions of water breathing and 4 potions of greater healing.
Hell yeah.
Delumbo, what did you get on your investigation? I believe yours was a...
I think it was a 14.
Okay, that is also a success. Roll me a D8.
I find a 3.
Oh boy. Delumbo, you're searching through the personal cabin of the prince. It's extra large compared to everybody else's cabin. And, like, you find in one of these dressers, in one of the smaller drawers, there's this folded piece of black fabric. And it feels like silk. And, like, as you pick it up, it feels almost weightless and too thin. Like, you can't see your fingers through it. And, like, you start unfolding it, and it keeps getting bigger, like, almost doubling in size each time until it's a round 10-foot hole.
Oh.
Portable hole.
Portable hole.
And I believe the last one was Dread that made a success.
What the hell is this?
How did I make a success? It was 2 plus 2.
Oh, there was a second roll.
Oh, it was 12 total.
Yeah, 12 total. 12 is a success. It gets something off this table. Roll a D8.
Okay. 1.
A 1. You're patting down this guy you're eating, and in his pockets are some fingerless gloves with, like, a skull and crossbones on them.
How cool.
Guys, I'm ready for my emo face.
The biker phase.
You weren't already in that before?
No. This is it. And I put the gloves on.
It's very me-coded.
Yeah, if it's got Wingding's face on it, does that mean it belongs to Wingdings?
No.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. He'll just rep me, I guess.
But yeah.
He's just gonna ride you?
You didn't have me roll a D8.
Oh, sorry.
Do they
Ron,
do anything, or are they just aesthetic?
Also a 5.
Also a 5. What was your check? Was your check a 12 or a 15?
It was a 15 total.
Okay. You find a box full of these spell scrolls. There are 6 different spell scrolls in here. And, like, you open up one and kind of try to decode it. Give me an Arcana check real quick.
Let's see. I got a +5 to this. Eek. I'm going to say I most likely fail with an 8.
That is unfortunately a fail.
This,
it's magic.
To me.
These scrolls are definitely magic.
I've got the magic in
Okay. You said 6 scrolls?
Yep, there are 6 scrolls. But yeah, as you guys take about an hour, you can feel this ship, and you can see, like, through any of the open windows, as you guys are looting, the ships are beginning to descend back towards the reef slowly. The prince's ships are going down first and are being escorted at gunpoint by the other ships. And you can feel from back at the very back of the ship, there comes loud clanging and like a wet slap.
Oh God, it's my ex-girlfriend. Just pretend you're not home.
Is it like a wet slap? Like, did we like hit the ground or something in mud?
You guys have not hit the ground yet. It's like a colossal sound, though. Like something very heavy has smashed into the bulkhead. Almost like, a whole side of beef fell from a meat hook, almost.
I want to go check it out.
I can only imagine that's probably Crow delivering that dead dragon.
It's been an hour.
I'm gonna back her up with my guns.
So you guys head back to where you were fighting the prince, and still frozen in place is Big Joe. But you can see Crow and this dragon she summoned are splitting open Fangrayer's stomach.
Ooh.
And, like, Crow is, like, reaching in with both arms like she's trying to find something, and the dragon's holding open this slit in its belly.
Oh, you're just going to town, huh?
Yeah, he ate my spear. And it's somewhere in here, cooking him from the inside.
If I had a stomach, I'd be hurling right about now.
I don't know.
I have a stomach, and I'm trying to prevent myself from hurling.
She leans over to Wingdings and just says, "As much as I hate this, you did also ask for the heart."
Yes, we did in fact ask for heart eating.
After about a minute, she pulls out this large. It's about the size of a grapefruit, but it's a misshapen gem, almost, that is glittering in gold. And hands that up to the dragon, which wraps its tongue around the gem, cocks its head back, and just swallows it whole.
What the fuck was that?
Oh, that was the Draconis Fundamentum. Still trying to find the spear and the heart in here, though.
I come over.
Fundamentally, what the fuck?
And I'm licking my like exposed fingertips from the gloves.
Mm-hmm.
What are you all?
So you put the gloves on. You never said you did that. As soon as you put the gloves on,
they do something.
They disappear and just leave behind like a tattoo. You can still feel them as if you're wearing them, and like you can take them on and off if you wanted to. But while they're on your hands, they just disappear, leaving behind what is effectively a tattoo on both of your hands.
Of the skulls.
Yes. By the way, these are gloves of thievery.
There.
Stealing ass bitch.
But anyway, you walk up to Crow butchering this other dragon, Fangrayer.
Hey guys,
formerly.
What are you dissecting? I guess.
Well, really, I'm trying to find the spear. I know he ate it. It's got to be somewhere here in one of his stomachs, one of the front ones.
Oh, nice. I kind of like lean over his shoulder and like dip my finger in the dragon blood. It's just like, I've never had this.
sure you want that?
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh shit.
I'm good at con. But are these dice? Hold on. A 4 plus 13. 17.
A 17. Okay.
Had him.
Like, you dip your finger in this blood and immediately feel the heat of it. And then you, like, lick it off of your finger and you can feel radiant energy rush into your mouth. It's not quite enough to injure you at this small scale. But there is a lot of blood on this deck you could, like, swab up with a washcloth and squelch out.
Okay, guys. I have been down south, but this is packing some serious heat. I'd recommend not trying it if you don't like the spicy things.
You know, I once had a dream when I was climbing a small hill that kept getting bigger. And then at some point in that dream, that hill just turned into ice cream. And I enjoyed it so much because I could just eat it. And in the dream, for whatever reason. I don't know why I liked it so much, but I did. I envision that's what a dragon corpse is to Dread right now. Just a big old hill of meat.
Meat.
As you finish that thought, Crow pulls her spear out and holds it up above her head, and she's like, "Finally, you're back." Which reminds me, Little Ellerina, I believe you have something of mine.
What?
Come on, you know what it is.
Give her a piece of candy.
She eats the piece of candy and is like, "The Voyager staff."
God damn it! You took the candy. That's a fair trade. You don't even need this.
Need is a soft word.
I saw how you kicked the dragon's ass. You don't need this.
Well, I loan it out to ship captains that work for me. Unless one of you is going to be a ship captain who works for me.
Slowly begins to raise his hand.
Begins to question what her wisdom saving throw is.
Big giant puppy eyes I have on. I ain't a captain yet, but I will be eventually. The old man dies of a heart attack or something.
Old man, look
I
at
don't think
my
we're gonna die
life.
anytime soon.
I'm alive.
She's going for your position. Keep an eye on that one.
Take your stuff back. I got myself a robot.
Yeah, I saw that. He looks pretty scary.
Yep.
Almost
Have you tried
spooky
tuning to
even.
him yet?
Well, I would have put the necklace. Right after I took the prince necklace, I put it while he was looking at me. I just went, nope. Now I have it.
But have you tried tuning to it, though?
I have tried put it. Yeah. I did attune. I did put it on right afterwards. So yeah, I think I'd attune to it.
Okay, so this amulet, as you put it on, you gain control of a master's amulet. It does require attunement.
I know. Goodbye, Voyager stuff.
So, with that in mind, let me see if I can't dredge the heart out of this thing. I'm not nearly as good of a chef as Meowskiller, but, well, I do alright. And she takes the work of cutting into this dragon with the edge of the spear. And you can see as it slices into this dragon's body, it leaves behind charred wounds.
Char.
This something about this whole
This
thing
entire time,
smells.
the dragon has not stopped
Awkward.
looking at you guys. Just one big eye fixed on you.
Are his pupils
Don't like that
dilated?
very much.
Our pupils.
It's at ease. You can see it's got a
Can I
few
pet that
wounds.
dog?
It's got bite wounds.
No, you can't pet that dog.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I please pet that dragon?
No.
Crow turns over to you, Ellerina, and says, "That's up to her."
Can I pet you, dragon?
It doesn't reply. It's just staring you down.
I'll go touch it.
I don't like that.
It doesn't stop you from touching it, but the closer you get, the hotter the room gets. Until you're touching the surface of one of its scales, and it's like touching a pan that's hot.
Cool, cool, cool. I touch it, I look at it, and I walk away. It's hot, guys. It's. I touched the dragon. Take that off
Feeling
my
hot,
list.
hot. Dragon.
Did I send
You can
anything
feel a
out of
shudder
the dragon?
through the ship as this ship lands on the ground.
Yeah.
Well, I think. Now we're still in the prince's ship, right?
Yes.
Our ship?
Okay. Who was piloting it?
One of the elves that you guys had arrested was the one piloting it. You did handcuff them. You just didn't pull them out of the ship.
That's true. We did
Like,
do that.
out of the ship.
Yeah, we went right to the quarter of it, like the front.
Okay.
Like you went through and arrested all of the people who were here and like locked them up in a brig. Essentially, you just picked a room to lock them up in. You handcuffed all of them.
I just look at Seraphina in the eye and tell her, it's like, we did our part. We'll claim at least this as our bounty. I'm looking at the ship around us.
Ooh.
What happens next?
She nods at you and smiles and says, "Well, my brother is captured. Most of his high-ranking captains and lieutenants would be here in his fleet. That means my home will be mostly accepting of my return. I doubt we'll actually see open combat when we return there. But there is still the matter of the Astral Atlas.
Yes.
And give me a perception check. This one's based on hearing. You're just rolling poorly tonight, aren't you?
I am rolling horrible.
I
With a
think
plus
it's
5,
just,
I have a 13. Total. 13 total.
Oof.
it's just
When she
karma.
mentions the Astral Atlas, the dragon shift, but Crow doesn't stop her work.
I just look at Dragon in the eye at this point,
It looks back at you,
and I just
unblinking.
shake my head in disapproval.
Can I investigate this dragon? Is it actually a dragon?
Elrina walked up and touched it, but yeah, you could investigate it. What are you trying to determine? Are you trying to determine maybe its state of mind or its physicality? Is it a real object? It definitely seems to have real mass to it. When it moves, you can feel the ship shift with its weight. It leaves claw marks in the floor.
Yeah, because you had made a point to mention last session that she had summoned this thing, and it seemed like she used a lower level spell that shouldn't have been able to summon this thing. and it's like uncomfortably aggressive. So I, so I guess I want to make sure if she's summoned. I don't know, like is it a tangible illusion? Is it a fiend that seems like a dragon? Is it? Yeah, its state of mind would be stellar.
So give me an insight check. It's gonna be a difficult insight check, but theoretically possible.
Okay. Don't fail me now, yellow dice. You've been good to me so far.
Have they?
Also,
I don't recall.
I'm gonna say telepathically to Seraphina, like, the details of the Astral Atlas should remain unspoken, while outsiders to our party are among us.
She looks at you and says, I would still like to continue searching for the Astral Atlas. We don't know where it's at, but if I could find it, it would be of great assistance to my people. I'm going to have her make a deception roll, which she has expertise in. She rolls a 12 plus 12. 24. By the way, Seraphina is lying at the behest of, or at the implied advice of Oliver.
Mm.
So, like she just said about the Astral Atlas.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep looking for it. We don't know where it's at, but I would like to find it. It would be very helpful to my people at this time.
Yeah.
Lying asshole.
Amalia, insight check.
I rolled a 10 and I have a +8, so 18.
An 18. With an 18, you get the feeling that Seraphina is lying in this case, but you get the feeling that the way she phrased it specifically to Oliver, maybe she's saying it that way on purpose because Bro and the dragon are here. As to this dragon, like, you get closer to it. Close enough to feel the heat coming off this massive animal.
Mm.
And, like, it's watching each of you, trying to keep its distance just enough to keep all of you in view. And it's moving very intelligently. But it's not saying anything. You happen to know dragons can speak. They are not dumb animals.
I cast detect thoughts on the dragon.
This dragon seems to be maybe not suspicious, but pointedly keeping you in view.
I don't like that it's looking at me with predator eyes.
Would you prefer it looked at you with lover's eyes?
Yes.
Maybe don't look like prey to it.
Like, she's gonna lean over to Delembo and ask him, can you sense anything about if this thing is evil? It makes me really uncomfy.
Oh, I could do that. What's it called?
Detect good and evil.
Yeah, that's the thing.
This dragon doesn't appear to be any sort of celestial, fae, fiend, undead, or angel. And it also doesn't have a distinct evil feeling to it. You feel some sort of neutral attitude from it. Like, it hasn't made its mind up about what it wants to do.
Yep, this dragon is a dragon.
I'm going to approach Crow.
You can still see that in her arm where she was hit is a long gash. But it's not bleeding. And by this point, she has carved into this dragon enough to fetch a large lump of meat. The pale white brachiocardial tissue that surrounds this heart gives it this weird marbled look. But this organ is as big as a child.
Who's doing the carving?
Crow.
Crow.
Okay.
I have a question, if I may. Can I determine, since dragons are one of my 3 favorite enemies, whether or not this is actually a dragon?
Give me an insight or nature check at advantage.
Oh boy!
Okay. Oh boy, insight is a whole ass +1, so I'm going with that. So, first roll is a 7. The second roll, god damn it, is a 5. Wait. My second win thing, so I get a third roll. Come on, baby. Oh, you
Come on, Willie.
13. Come on, give me guidance, 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 give me guidance.
Guidance awarded.
Extra 4. Extra, come on. Okay, a 16.
I'm trying to figure out how I should phrase this to you.
Honestly, phrase it in an honest fashion.
You with your insight into dragon biology and having them as one of the enemies you would like to slay and kill for mythic status, if nothing else. Also because they can tend to be tyrants. I don't know what your reasons in hunting a dragon are. This thing's biology speaks 1-to-1 from any textbooks you might have read of a red dragon adult. The only difference being it's much bigger and its scales aren't all red. Some of them are this brassy gold color. Also, this dragon has bling, which is fucking weird. It has a necklace wrapped around its neck that's shaped to fit its neck. It sits just above where the neck would meet the shoulders, and it wraps around in 4 bands.
Does it look like the necklace that the prince was wearing to connect to the robot?
No. It has 7 different rubies on it.
I'm gonna telepathically talk to Ella Arena and ask her, can you detect magic? Steven?
I look at him with a smile across my face and say no. I can detect thoughts though, and I look at the dragon. What are you thinking?
Are you going to try to pry into this dragon's thoughts deeply, or just its surface thoughts?
Surface thoughts, and I'm doing the rich, and I'm casting it right in front of it too.
So, you do your little dance, and you go and try to scan this dragon's thoughts, and you just hit a wall. It's like something is physically between you and it.
Captain? Yes.
Not only can you not read, its thoughts, they aren't even jumbled, it's just nothing. It's just blank. It's a thinking animal. It's obviously eyeing you while you do the combination for your spell. This is a very obvious spell to do. It doesn't stop you, but it watches you do it. And then you go to read its mind, and it's like, there's nothing there. There's a physical barrier preventing you from doing it.
Does it seem like its mind is being controlled?
Physical mental barrier.
Master, I think the dragon has the spell Mind Blank on it. I saw
Hey,
nothing,
Crow.
heard nothing.
Hey,
Just look at
Crow.
you, nod, as if I know what you're talking about.
Would you like to read anyone else's mind, Ellerina?
Crows.
Okay, well, you had a question for Crowell?
No, I'm reading her mind.
Hey,
When
Crow,
he
what
asked that
kind of...
question.
Oh. You wanna read
Ask
the
ask
mind?
your question.
There it is.
And he's
What
reading
kind
the
of
mind.
dragon is that?
Ask-
Oh, that's a Mizium dragon. They're incredibly
Lying
rare.
bitch.
I can't detect thoughts.
Well, you don't have to keep casting it. You're just switching targets who you're trying to read from. So as he asks what kind of dragon that is, you get a feeling of immense worry and like a sensation of another mind touching this creature's mind. Alien and foreign. And then it answers Wingding's question, and the thought is, I hope they don't mind, or I hope they don't pry further.
Oh, shit, biscuits.
But she replies, that's a Mizium dragon. They're incredibly rare.
I'd say
One of only two that I know of.
I've
And
heard of chromatics. I've heard of metallics. I've heard whispers of crystals, dragons. But what is a Mizium dragon? And
Amalia's gonna go up to like pretend like she's petting it, like to check it out, but she's gonna examine the necklace.
I'm gonna mentally telepathically ask her, "Hey, can you detect magic?"
She just can she telepathically respond, or is this just a one-way street?
It's a one-way street.
She's just gonna frown and give you like really big sad eyes.
she's gonna think really hard and hope that she gets it.
Will replies to Captain Collins' question next and says, well, Mizium dragons are, I guess you could call it a halfway between a chromatic and a metallic. Technically, she's a metallic dragon. Her scales have the same qualities of, say, a gold dragon's scales, but also a few other ones. You might not have heard of them. They're exceedingly rare, but there are other kinds of metallic dragons, the ferrous dragons. For example, malachite dragons and obsidian dragons and adamantite dragons. I've never run into any of those three, but I've heard of them.
Considering you know a lot more about her than I do, are they all silent but deadly?
She's analyzing the situation. It's been a long time since she had a good fight. And she, takes a bite of raw dragon meat after saying...
Crow or the dragon?
Crow.
Oh.
Dread does the same thing. Dread follows.
Hey,
con save.
Fuck. Why this again?
The species higher.
Why are you surprised every single time?
The first time was Dragon Blood. 13 plus 4. Same thing. 17.
Hey, Captain, what languages do you speak?
God damn it. I fret to say it, but I'm good at eating meat.
Common, Draconic, and Elvish.
Still not
The bite of this meat is like eating sunshine, Alex.
Pardon?
The bite of eating this meat is like eating sunshine. It might taste bad to Dredd if he doesn't like the sunshine and the light, but it is incredibly nutritious.
It doesn't affect me. And to be honest, I don't even know if I need nutrition because I don't need air. So, like...
Amalia, you were going up to examine this dragon. Like, you were gonna go up and pet it, but you wanted to examine this necklace. Give me either a perception or an investigation check.
I feel like I have found the first line of Gatorade. When they started experimenting with the flavors, and I'm just like, maybe dragon blood can be patented and sold amongst the masses.
So if I have proficiency in investigation, does that mean I get to roll advantage?
No.
No.
You add your
It just
proficiency.
means you have a higher score to it.
How bad is it?
It's an 8.
You get close enough to touch this dragon, and like I had described to Ellerina, it is hot to the touch, like touching a frying pan hot.
Mm-hmm.
But you get close enough to look at this necklace, and it's made of a strange metal. And it has 7 large rubies. And of these rubies, only 5 of them are different. 2 of them are glowing. And the other 5 are not. It's just a very soft light.
Would an Arcana check be better?
You can try one.
Okay. I have a +0, so Lord willing, I roll the... have a purple dice and see if they will be inserted. That's an 11. Not much nicer.
It seems magical in nature.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of from a distance talking to Crow, but yet somewhat just facing the dragon. Like, my body's facing Crow, but my face is facing the dragon. I'm just looking and saying, well, clearly wearing jewelry denotes some sort of intelligence beyond just basic savagery. And if I had to guess, some of that stuff looks to be magical in nature, so if it was my guess, I'm saying that dragon could even cast spells, which makes it a rather powerful ally. How convenient.
He is easily stronger than me. But yes, she can cast spells, and even attune to magic items, the way most of you can.
Mm-hmm.
But you're quiet, and I just look at her.
You're close enough to Crow
quiet
at this point. Give me a point. Give me an insight check as you get this close to Crow. Like, you're close enough to talk to her face in face. You're glancing between the two, keeping both of them in sight.
That would be a 15.
Your eyes lock on this wound that's on Crow's arm. It cuts deep into the muscle, where the muscle should be for the deltoid. Right across the biggest part of her arm. But although it looks like a wound should, it looks like a wound that has no blood. It looks like meat, flesh inside, but it's not bleeding. There's not a drop of blood coming from it. And this would be a grievous, painful injury on you.
So, my thoughts, though, I'm like, because I was watching her carve the heart. Is she getting, like, blood on herself from the
oh, yeah, she's getting blood on herself from the dragon. She's, like, coated up to her forearms in it.
So she's tangible. I can tell that without having to touch her.
Yes.
So she's not an illusion. I'm just like, I got this look in my face of, I know something's going on here. But unfortunately, I'm not smart enough to know exactly.
Serafina's going to lean over and nudge Ellerina. And she goes, "Have you noticed how badly Crow is injured?"
Yep.
No.
That's odd.
Does the injury match what would be the same as on the dragon?
Who's talking to
There's
me?
no injuries on the dragon, or the injuries on the dragon are of the same kind. It's got bite marks in its neck and upper arms, and slash marks across its stomach from Fingrair's toe claws. But their injuries don't match each other. And other than this one injury, Crow doesn't have any other injuries on her. It's like Fingrair didn't even get a chance to touch her in their fight when you guys went up front.
I just say, so what I'm gathering is, and I just look at the dragon, so you're the brains and the brawn, which makes you second fiddle, but I don't see you allowing that to be the case by nature. No, you're too pompous for that. I say it directly to her.
She stops what she's doing, like carving this body into chunks, and hurls one to the dragon, who immediately snaps it up midair. And she smiles at you in a way that could melt ice, and just says, "Say what's on your mind, Oliver."
Well, I am smart enough to admit my own flaws, and being the most intelligent individuals, well, I rely on people such as my good friend here, Alarina, to be much smarter than that. I really could use the help sometimes, but even I can tell when there's a scheme that's afoot. I just can't quite put my tongue on it. I mean, and I just say, let's talk about the elephant in the room. And I just kind of point to the dragon.
not the actual elephant.
The dragon looks mad when you call it an elephant, but it
Aw.
still doesn't say anything.
Yeah. Which, and then it's like judging by, well, you're not hiding this wound, which means you're clearly, showing off or doing some sort to just flatter yourself by telling us that you can take a hit or something. That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right at all. There's something else here. Are you even real? And I just look Crow in the eyes.
She straightens up and, she's shorter than you are. She's 5 foot tall. She's not a very big woman. But she has a presence to her, and she's using it here. She stares you down from below you and says, "I'm real enough to do what needs to be done."
Then I ask, so Crow, who's in your head right now controlling this?
Oh, well, no one's controlling me, but I am picking up advice.
Yeah.
What?
Is it from the dragon over there?
And I just say, from
You're
your
all very clever, aren't you?
creator, and I look at the dragon.
Well, I have a sense of what really is happening here. I look at the dragon and I wave. Hey.
The dragon picks up one of its claws and waves it at you.
Well.
So
Wingdings is just squinting at this dragon really hard,
So,
is that
that
right?
confirms what I might know what that is.
Oh, do you?
The reason is why. What's happening, and I need to know. You're not Crow.
Oh no. I'd imagine that's very much an image of Crow. What Crow would be had she be human. Human enough, anyway.
The dragon replies,
And I'm looking
in
at
the
the
voice
dragon.
of Crow, You are all very clever, aren't you?
Ah!
Well,
J'accuse!
it didn't make it. Made it too easy.
Shut up, Ellerita.
Well, I'm just glad that we're
Too
being
easy.
honest with ourselves. You know, just being a little out in the open about who we are.
Well, that being said, yes, that's a simulacrum.
So what?
A simulacrum. Essentially, it's a body double. Moderately weaker than myself. And for her part, the person who looks like Crow goes back to carving off this dragon, carving off pieces of Fingray, occasionally tossing them up to the dragon or over to Wingdings or Dread.
Yeah.
So,
Catching meat bits.
What are you creeped out about?
what am I going to do about OPSEC?
What are you
Having
talking
people
about?
know I can pull a fast one like this is very useful.
It is pretty cool.
But so are you. You know, Lucius said that if you found out, I should just roast you all alive. Which is an option on the table, but terribly wasteful.
I would prefer not to be roasted alive, thank you.
You would be
So do
roasted
most
dead,
people.
Wingdings. You would be roasted dead.
You'd be
Also,
roasted
Black
unalive.
You gonna threaten
Look, my
us?
bones don't need to be any worse than they already are. Thank you.
I got the
I don't
question.
think our crew needs any undue violence.
Like,
Sounds like
No, I
it
don't
is.
think that's necessary.
So yes, we don't know who
Red?
the hell you are and what you is.
Red,
what's up?
what were you saying?
What was I saying?
I guess it doesn't matter.
Of course it does.
It doesn't even matter how hard you try.
I have to admit,
I again dip
This
my finger
is-
in the dragon blood.
this is definitely a new one for me. I have never really been conned by a dragon before, nor do I really feel like that we were conned. I just feel like we were partners and you were keeping a secret. We all have our secrets.
Oh, I'm sure we do, Casper.
What?
What?
Who the hell is Casper?
So, when it comes to
I think the
Our
word you're
bounty.
looking for is caster.
It's close.
Castor, the friendly.
Fuck.
bird.
The dragon, like, stands up on all fours, and there's, like, a shimmer of fire across its body, and then standing in its place is a second crow.
Oh my god. And she would have
I
got
felt like it hurt your neck looking up that tall.
she would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for these dastardly
What?
kids.
I'm used to it already. Does not here will go away in a few days.
Yeah, Ellerina has become very limber. She practically leans at a 90-degree angle half the time just to look up at the limbo.
Oh no, that's just I just lay down on the floor for that.
Just to look up at the world.
Well,
You can burn him if you want.
like I said, there's the issue of operational security. You can count on about a dozen hands how many people know what I can do in that regard.
On a dozen hands?
I have a lot of agents.
12. Okay, but a dozen
Cool.
hands. It would be 12 times 10. That's 120. That is so many people who know this.
A dozen
It's
is
not
only
like
12,
this is limited
Amalia.
information.
A dozen is
Yeah.
only 12.
It said a dozen hands.
Yep.
There are 2 hands.
Yep.
I mean, that's
Two
2
fingers.
hands
So then-
is still 1 people.
That's still 24.
Then that's 6 people because everybody has 2 hands.
Why don't you just
And
get?
also, if somebody says you can count on one hand, then that's five.
If you say count
Fingers
on
are in
hands,
five.
that's 5
You can
times
count
12.
a dozen
So
hands.
actually,
Okay,
it's about
Caleb.
we're getting into the weeds about hands now.
I-
Just like you guys argue about how many hands and just laughing. She's like, you go from being clever to very pedantic.
It was like 12.
6 hands, 5 fingers each.
It's about 60.
But
Counting you guys,
but
almost
who?
7.
But who's counting toes?
If you use hands, that's like what? 10 times 12? What's that? 100 and...
That's what the Ellerina's saying.
20.
It's like 120
It's
people.
about 60.
Yeah.
It's not
Don't-
even like.
Don't worry.
Crow, just
Then it's not a dozen hands, it's about...
this.
Your secret is safe with us. I am not writing Skywrite. I am not putting Crow as a dragon in the sky with Skywrite.
Wait,
We're
hold
gonna
on.
dox you.
Now that
Don't worry.
we
After
now
friends.
that now that we know, how many more hands does that include? Because you can't just say like
We can capture and prince, but we can do basic
What's
math.
that?
we're more fingers to the hands now. You got to like when you say that, you can't say that same line.
Speaking of fingers, what happened to your gloves? I thought you were wearing gloves.
You relax. I never had them, Oliver Green, and I slip into the darkness.
You just like walk into a corner where it's darker.
Yeah, I mean, he realizes that we all know that he's got nowhere to go from that corner, right? We may not be able to see him, but like he's got
I can
nowhere.
see him just
You got
fine.
nowhere to go.
I start
You got
climbing the wall, and I just say,
To the ceiling of the corner.
yeah, and I'm just like, how could this happen to me?
You notice how Fred never used wall climb for like.
You know what? I'm done arguing. I'm gonna check out this
in a social situation.
I'm
big
in.
hole I got.
I'm in my face now. This is my life.
Guys, the elephant's checking out his big hole.
What?
Where? And I point at him. Look at that big hole on that elephant.
That elephant's checking out his big hole. Look at him.
No, this big hole, and I pull out and I unfold the
Portable hole.
Holy
portable
cow!
hole.
What the hell is that, Delapo?
It's a hole.
Oh, those are neat.
I
That's
mean,
portable.
Man, that's a real big hole there.
I forgot my ladder. Can I go?
It's in a
that
really
it?
it's in a really weird kind of like flashlight shaped case. Why is it like that?
Oh, it folds up.
It folds down.
I mean, does it
can't
damage
answer
the
for
ship or something? Like,
I don't-
What?
I don't think so. I think it's like
No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
a portal to another.
What do you
dimension.
mean it like folds out? Is it like a like I heard about like these?
Look, I just folded
He like
it out.
snaps it out like he like snaps it out like a tablecloth.
Yeah.
Goddamn!
Look at him
didn't-
go.
I didn't know you could do that.
I mean,
Yeah, no, those are portable holes. Those are hella useful.
I'm not saying they're not.
You've
useful.
seen one of these before.
Do you think there's stuff in it that the prince has?
I don't think I've
This
ever seen
portable
one.
hole appears to be
within our
mostly empty. Like,
Oh.
you look down inside of it. There's some like crumbs, maybe from leftover food.
Pocket lid.
What's he doing?
Pocket
Why did he
sand.
have- Like I would have put so much stuff. Like I don't like.
Maybe he put stuff in there and like took it out when he loaded the ship.
Like I wonder if you can use it. Like,
Does it smell like anything, Delimbo?
It's. Let me find out.
Use your snooter.
Use your snooter at advantage.
That is
16, 17, 18, 19.
that could be now one of my favorite lines.
It smells like aged meat.
Eight me.
Like aged meat, but like
Oh.
it definitely has a meaty smell to it. Like they were keeping preserved carcasses in this and putting
They were
it somewhere relatively cool and dry.
I think they're making jerky in here.
Does it smell like female bacon?
That's not aged meat.
Strange. I thought elves only ate leaves.
Terrafina taps you on the shoulder and she goes, "My brother did have a dragon."
I heard of these elves, and they made a pact with the trees, and apparently, so they only eat meat, and they cannibalize people and stuff. But I only heard that.
Dilemma, you unlocked a new nightmare of mine. I would wish I didn't have that imagery in my head.
Well, at any rate, with the newfound horrifying realization that your Titan friend is a dragon.
So
I cast modify memory on Seraphina.
Do you have modified memory?
Huh?
Do you have the modified memory?
He's level.
Oh,
like you have that spell?
Oh, Caleb.
You did take that spell, didn't you?
Absolutely, Caleb.
So I have a question.
Also, it's considered a charmed effect. So it's at disadvantage.
Why is it a disadvantage for Seraphina?
So she would normally gain advantage on this check. But you gave her disadvantage with the loot. So, unfortunately, she rolls a 2.
I'm going to modify the memory that she does not know that we had the conversation that the dragon is a Titan.
How long does this spell take to cast? Like an hour?
An instant, I think. Hold on. Let me double check. It lasts for 10 minutes, though.
Replace the memory with, instead of her finding this out, that she accepted Dread's marriage proposal.
Casting time 1 action. Concentration 1 minute.
I never proposed yet.
Okay, yeah. So I just wiped that memory from Seraphina.
Why are we not using that more often?
Huh?
Because she only just got it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's an important tool, though.
She says that and goes, what? There's like a little bit of blood dripping out of her nose, and she goes, that was the weirdest headache I've ever had.
Are you okay? You should lay down. It's been a long day.
I'm gonna
yes,
fold up.
Yes, it has. And I think we're going to have a longer day after this. I do believe we have to go. Weren't we going to go meet with the captains?
Yes.
Wow, that far back?
No, it's only...
That far back for what?
Did you fry her brain?
Fry my what?
Fry her
what? What are you talking about?
Folks, let's move on.
We're not talking about cooking today.
Crow looks at you, and she, like, flashes a knowing smile at you, and says, so is there anything else you need out of the Titans? Backup? Scrap quote?
Backup is always nice. Makes things so much easier.
Hey, what?
We know who you are. We can keep in contact. I look at Elrina. She's a big fan. I'm sure she'll keep in touch.
I do have a question on the low, though. Why does a dragon want to eat
another dragon?
Another dragon.
You cannibal, like,
so
what
a
else?
Person, you included, you guys included, with enough fortitude in your body, you can absorb the powers of a dragon, particularly when you eat one's fundamentum, or one of its vital organs, like a heart, kidney, spleen, liver.
Is that why our undead folks are trying to eat the dragon?
I'm assuming so. That's what I thought they were doing, but
I'm doing
just like licking floorboards now.
Science, of course. Can a skeleton eat a dragon?
You've got a piece of dragon meat. You guys also have, like, a toddler-sized heart. It weighs about 60 pounds.
Damn.
Okay, it's time. It's time, whether or not fucking...
Oh, do you mind if I take a bite of
Wingdings
that?
lives or dies. Let's go YOLO. Don't even fucking hesitate. Let's fucking do this.
Do you want Bardic Inspiration first?
Go ahead, give me the inspiration.
No, you were being sassy.
Look, I already got heroic inspiration. You might as well give me the bardic too.
You were being really sassy.
Yes. I'm also mildly alcohol.
Oh,
So, I mean,
the
like,
pineapple's
let's fucking
still
go.
kicking. The
Let's
pineapple's
do
still
this.
kicking in.
Let's
Okay.
do this.
Okay, I'll
Let's
give
fucking
you.
do this.
I'll give you a Bardic. It's a D8.
Nice. Okay.
Guys, the pineapple's kicking in. He can taste the pineapple.
As he's
Dude,
doing this,
pineapple kicked in forever ago.
this is Oliver. Colin.
Okay. Okay. So Wingdings just fucking mid sentence just suddenly just bites into this fucking heart.
Man, that's my move.
Are you also going to take a piece of a bite of this heart?
He's
Are
not
you gonna
eating all
try to
60
eat some of
pounds?
it? It's 60, not 16. 60.
I know what I said. I said, is he eating all 60 pounds? Like,
No, you
does
don't have to eat all 60 pounds for this to work.
All right.
So I'm at
It works.
16 currently. If it's a fail, I can
Bet. Oliver Green.
Well,
Do you think I can finish this whole thing like a all-you-can-heart buffet?
it actually is baffling that you guys are so quick to eat this thing. I don't know. I don't know how to
It
answer
can
that.
reinforce your body and make it stronger. I've already taken what I need from him.
How
Wait,
do
wait,
I...
benefits from eating that shit?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
although it can be incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, you got me a danger.
If your
so
body
it's
can't
probably no.
absorb it, it kind of rebels. For me, it's easy. I'm already a dragon. It's easy to incorporate dragon into dragon. Basic science.
I kind of like hyped up Wingdings over here to do it, and I was wondering if I could get like, you know, like my
So
own
a 16 is not enough to pass.
hold on.
Bill.
Wait.
my own hype
Heroic
party.
inspiration. I get to reroll that.
Wingdings.
Roll higher, damn it.
No, no.
God damn it! Don't roll the same.
Did you use your bardic?
I unfortunately did roll.
Did you use guidance?
Before I
You
bite this,
also get your inspiration.
he
Because
did.
Caleb gave
He
all
did
of us
that. He
inspiration.
just did that.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
crap.
heroic inspiration. I just did that. Okay, so I'm sitting at
Giant boy.
18.
Oliver Green, I need some
Oh,
inspiration
no.
if I'm gonna do this too.
All right. I look at Dredd and I just put my both hands on his shoulders. Dredd, if there's ever a time that I think it's okay for you to bite somebody,
Yeah.
it was
You know what?
definitely
No, I'm
back
gonna make
at the
this.
kill
I'm gonna make
dozer.
this more painful.
Wait.
How many pounds of flesh are you attempting to eat here?
Hold on, hold on. Mr. I don't know, maybe.
But I think you got this. I have seen many eating challenges, and that is a monumental task. You have what it takes. Your competition doesn't have stomach, for God's sake.
I look over at Wingdings, who's
pounds,
like,
maybe.
who's literally potentially dying beside us.
Yeah, literally. Just,
He may fail and actually collapse and die, and I'm just like, yeah, I can be the fucking skeleton, and I go for it.
Wait, didn't you take 34 points of force damage?
Oh my gosh.
As your non-existent body, the body that isn't here right now, rejects this, and literally a small chunk of meat comes crawling back out of your throat, where your throat should be. Like, you took bites of it, and it's being regurgitated from a void.
I'm down to 5 HP.
I'm just like, oh my God, are you guys seeing this? Something's
Like,
actually
you
coming
guys-
out of his mouth.
Like, you guys
Dread.
see the meat disappear, and then suddenly it's appearing again. Like,
Okay, what kind of roll is it?
Con save.
Question everything in life.
Okay, so I got a +4. The inspiration's what, a D?
8.
8.
Okay, you're still at a D8.
You also have a bardic, a heroic inspiration, so advantage if you absolutely need it.
Okay.
It's not advantage actually. You have to use the new dice roll, but still.
Do I have anything else for this? No.
Guidance.
Who's giving me guidance then?
Amalia.
Yep.
Okay, and that's a D4?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna pick the gold one for that one. Okay. And here we go. Oh, buddy. I might get this. So I got a 16 on the big dice. I got a 4 on the D4. I got a 1 on the inspiration. And I got a constitution of +4, baby. So call that in. That's a 25 airstrike.
You make this DC. Roll me a D100. You also take 14, 18, 23, 31, 36 points of force damage.
Why do I have to
As your body is forcibly mutated.
Oh,
Bro, where is my D100?
we're going Warhammer Fantasy, baby. In this.
Slaanesh.
You know
He
what?
becomes a beastman.
This is more like Sneak.
I don't have my D100. I feel bad for Will. Roll it for me.
Alright, well, I'm watching.
Okay.
I want
This
to
could-
find the table.
this
for
could be
D100.
This could be anything.
Roll. A 94.
Ooh,
High roller.
now hold on.
Get it, Dread, get it. Reach the peak that I was not able to reach.
I just give Wingdings the puke bucket while I keep chewing. Thank you, Oliver Green. They called
You've
that
never seen a skeleton wretch, but boy howdy is he.
I hold your wig and fake beard.
Hold on.
I
Wait.
continue to munch.
Okay. Which one's your favorite leg?
God damn it, which one am I fucking... Isn't it my left arm that's all red? Okay, it's gonna be my...
Asymmetric, patchwork-looking
Okay,
vampire
arm right.
wannabe.
if I get a goddamn peg leg, I'm going right leg.
Peg leg.
Right leg.
Full
Okay,
Metal
so
Alchemist bullshit.
as you feel this immense magical force ripping apart your insides and rearranging them, all of a sudden the energy deposits itself into your right leg, which begins to grow scales and long talon-like feet.
Oh no. This is like the time that I ate the Mexican
They
at that
burst
Elven
through your
restaurant.
What did he roll again? Because I just want to check something.
A 94?
A 94.
Yeah.
Sorry, so I get scaly feet.
If this was Warhammer, he would have got whiskered snout.
No, a scaly foot.
A scaly foot. 1 foot, not 2 feet. 1 foot. It like all the way up to about mid-thigh. There are a patchwork of dimly glowing scales. You gain resistance to fire damage, and your unarmed melee strikes can deal slashing or fire damage now. So you can bite for fire damage if you want. We'll call it a kick.
Very nice.
STD bite.
Bite for fire and resistance to fire.
Yep.
Damn.
Look, to be fair, he did take 8d10 force damage.
I did?
Yeah,
When?
from this
Just now.
transformation. It was a total of 36.
Oh, I'm okay. I'm down to 52.
Wingdings is feeling it really badly.
How many people are biting this hard?
2 so far. I'm gonna say it's gonna take a couple pounds of flesh. We're gonna say that there's about
I ate 2
55
pounds.
pounds left.
Yeah, I ate a
roll
shit
this.
ton.
Specified only eating 2 pounds.
But
Roll on it.
would somebody else enjoy a good succulent bite of this juicy pear?
You know what? I'll buy it.
Okay. Con save.
Yeah, I'm gonna fail that. Ridiculously. Oh no, 19.
Plus.
You bitch.
Oh no, 19.
Okay.
There's a +2 already on that. 19.
6.
Wait, you can also get guidance.
19.
Oh, what's?
Might want to give him that.
Amalia,
20.
yeah, wait. Amalia, can you give him guidance?
Absolutely.
It's a D4. And you know what? I'll also hold on. Let me make sure I have enough. Oh, I'm good. Yeah, I got one more after this. Bardic Inspiration. Wait,
You get a plus D4 and a plus D8.
yeah, and a D8 on that.
I'll let you guys do it. Because this is a fuckload of damage if you don't. Well, I mean, you take damage either way, but it's damage for nothing if you fail.
And then I just look at Wingdings, who's holding the bucket. It's like, yeah, don't. I mean, just hold it down. Otherwise, you might look like him.
So, Elena,
Yo.
what's your total roll with an additional D4 and an additional D8?
Oh, I thought they were rolling it. Give me a second. Oh wow, plus 12.
Okay.
Damn.
So, you succeed.
So 19 plus
Roll me a
12.
D100 and you take 43 points of force damage.
He sure as hell did too. He got that on D&D Beyond. I saw that.
And 98.
Yeah. Okay.
In Warhammer, I just get to choose what you think.
What's your current alignment?
Can I get how much damage did I take? 43.
43.
Damn. I'm like talking just blah.
What is your
alignment right
current
now?
alignment?
Chaotic neutral.
Chaotic neutral, okay. Your alignment shifts from neutral to good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chaotic good.
you're a good boy.
Yeah.
Good boy.
You gain access to the light cantrip,
Okay, I have to write this down. Hold up.
and you gain resistance to radiant damage.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's good. That's actually
Everything I ever
laser
wanted.
guns. You get you get resistance to the laser guns.
Yeah, there's about 52 pounds of this dragon meat left, and for her part, Crow is just fucking laughing hysterically watching you guys eat this. Like, take huge, big, beefy bites. Just shovel down as much as you can for the biggest effect possible. And then just take horrible internal damage.
What was the other one? Resistant to radiant damage. What was the other thing?
Resistance to radiant damage. You also learn the light cantrip.
There you go, light.
Oh, I forgot to roll for your mutation. Hold on. Oh, nice. Your eyes change in color and shape to be bright yellow draconic eyes.
And I'm just gonna say now is the time that I'm going to make the announcement that if you guys die, your share gets split amongst the rest of the crew.
True.
How dare you, Captain?
In your case, Wingdings, if you like cease to continue existing, I guess because you're already dead, that's a different story.
Yeah, the real answer is cease to exist. The term. at least.
Amalia's,
I guess I
Amalia's
didn't
gonna cast Cure Wounds on these stupid motherfuckers.
I guess I didn't get. I guess I didn't get.
I would also
Dragon
do
Boot.
that, but they did it to themselves, so I'm not wasting that.
You can see outside of the ship, the other captains are gathering on the ground, and they've got like a large group of elves that have been chain ganged together.
How much health?
Don't
do I
let us see me.
I'll go outside and address them.
Like they're pretty far away. You guys have these ships lined up in about a mile circumference perimeter, because there's just so many of them. But they've marched all of the elves off of these ships at gunpoint and have them handcuffed together in lines.
So, which captain's like the most and the foremost? Like, seems to be running the show almost?
It seems to mostly be run by Captain Hoshizaki and the Welshman.
Ah, I will happily approach them.
All right, so our resident face is going to take off to go do some talk rolling. Does anybody else want to try to blow up their insides eating dragon?
Absolutely not.
Can I gain more things by
Cure wounds
eating
is
more?
2d8 plus 7, by
You
the way.
could, but you also take more damage.
Damage isn't the
Maybe
problem.
later.
Rubbing it in Wingding face, though.
Priceless.
That's a Kodak
Just
moment.
wanna
That's a Kodak
I'll
moment.
remind you, it's a 8d10
I still
roll.
have better aim than you.
What are you cowering about over there?
I think Red just wants his other leg to match. He's just an asymmetrical patchwork Frankenstein right now.
I couldn't even go the whole campaign without getting 2 arms to match. Now I got an arm that doesn't match. Now a fucking leg that doesn't match.
Remind me of another character in another campaign.
Fuck.
Which arm is it?
The left arm, and now it's my right leg.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, I'm like mismatching
They're not
checker.
even
I'm like a
the same
checkered
word.
pattern, man.
Wait, no, they both red?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, one's
Just-
fish scale too.
Still, it's just the red streak. Now we just need like some red torso somehow.
Do
So what? It's like a
Battle
Connect
painted.
3. Like I'm a fucking like I'm a Connect 3. Like
You know what? Seraphina's gonna go with you, by the way, Oliver. Seraphina's gonna head out with you.
Alright, good.
no, hold on. Before Oliver Green goes, and I'm just like, what's the equivalent to hold my beer for a vampire?
Hold my blood bag.
I need another one.
Oh boy, have fun with that.
I need more inspiring words from you as I yank the heart from El Arena. I'm like, child, stop. You're ruining
Look,
good meat.
Just save some for me for tomorrow.
Shut
I'll
up.
try again later.
I say, Dread, stop trying to be anything besides yourself.
I'm not myself. I'm not myself. Look at me. I'm fucking... I'm barely myself anymore.
Well,
I'm whatever the universe is turning me into. This might as well just... It's either
You're
going
turning
to...
yourself into it.
It's either
you're
going
turning
to cure
yourself
me
into it.
or I'm going full.
It sounds a
So,
whole lot like the consequences of your own actions, though,
you made
doesn't
these choices that were very shady at every account beforehand. You chose to make these decisions.
it?
I don't know how to save you from you.
Yourself.
I mean, I could keep you restrained and make all your decisions for you, but that's unethical, even though you're undead.
Oliver
I
Green.
think so.
Also, just generally sounds like a lot of work.
I am looking for
Thank you,
your
Amalia.
support. I am looking for your support again. Not...
I am once again looking for your support.
Well, unfortunately, I might need about an hour's rest before I can try to help.
This is lame.
I'm not interested in helping you.
You're not?
I'm not
All
interested
you.
in helping you.
So
you
no
look
guy-
fucking ridiculous.
So no guidance either?
This is all
Yeah,
you.
You know what? This is the time. This is the fucking time. Hold on.
You listen. You built your coffin. Now lie in it.
I'm just like, Dread, think out loud. Think.
No.
You already are complaining about the situation you're in where you are not yourself. And now you're going to continue to make it where you're even more not yourself.
No, I could be cured.
Are you okay with these actions?
Okay, you could be, but what are the chances that you will not be, though?
Yeah. What if it just makes one of your eyes different? And
Let
you're
him
not
make
just a
his own
part-
choices.
I think that's kind of rad. I'll take an eyeball, like an eye color change. Like I'll take that. That's kind of cool.
I just kind of pick Wingdings up and set him up proper. It's like, Wingdings, are you okay?
You know what? Fuck
Every
it.
Part of me wants to die.
Honestly, wants to die.
Fine.
How much
It-
health did I get back, by the way?
We just
from the-
went through war. We
wounds?
went through a campaign of treacherous nonsense. We made ourselves all the way here, fighting in the galactic battle. We did not get destroyed in the crossfires. We went against all odds. We even brought down the prince, and well, we didn't take down the dragon. We had lots of help with that, but we were there. And now is the time that you're going to dismiss my words.
You can do it, Vampire Man. I, Crow Grimnar, believe in you.
3, 2, 1. I take.
She leans over to Amalia and just goes.
I just look at you. I was like,
die.
Yeah.
I just say, look, I just believe what you're asking for is a rather greedy move.
You
And
right.
Greed is a rather corrupting situation. So I am not going to prevent you from doing what you're going to do, but I am not going to tell you it's a good idea. You can do this. In fact, Seraphine, if you don't mind, I want to see what happens.
Yeah, you right. You not my therapist. And I bite into it. I'm just like, you not my dad.
Oh boy. Here
That's
he
a
goes.
5 plus
He's doing
4.
He's dying. Oh boy. Let's go.
I decided to do that one live.
So,
I just let it hard
with a
rip.
4,
Oh no!
or with a 9.
Hold on. No, I'm gonna use the inspiration, the once per day inspiration.
Okay,
Okay. For
it's all you.
For the love of God. Yep.
Oh, is he streaming the roll?
I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah.
No, I did it real quick and it was a 5. That's an 8 this time.
Do it. Be my hero. Fucking die.
Okay, so
Dread,
that's a total of 12.
you take a bite out of this meat and you gulp it down as fast as you can, just as much as you can, as fast as you can. And what do you think of as your internal organs are rearranged against your will as you take 42 points of force damage?
I'm still
Oh
alive.
my god.
I'm still alive. That's what I think, and I think you don't score if you don't take 100% of the shots you take, or something like that, and I bite it again.
Oh.
So you bite this thing, you can feel the energy, your body's struggling to just contain it.
Yeah, my friends don't believe in me, but I do.
You puke on the deck of the ship to chunks of dragon meat, and you're like, no, this is the next bite, it's this one.
You said 42 damage, right?
42.
All right, I'm at 10 life.
You know you take the damage regardless, right?
Yeah, no, I know.
Pass or fail.
Yeah.
So I can level cure wounds.
So, like, if you don't believe in me, you're just gonna leave me to die because it's automatically 10d10 damage. I'm auto
No.
Leaving
going.
yourself to die, bro.
Don't cure him. Do not.
I mean,
Him.
you're literally putting a noose around your neck, standing on a chair, and saying, "If you don't save me, it's your fault. I die."
Watch
Roll.
me do this cool
All right.
kickflip.
All right, roll. I can't
Be
see
my
it.
hero, Dread.
that a
Fucking
7?
kill yourself.
That's a 7.
You know,
I hope this was worth it. Dread. I'm just like snap my fingers as I watch his belly probably
Yeah.
expand.
I'm just like unconscious now. I'm like,
you know what?
Oh boy, I think he's What happens when a dead person's dead but can be revived?
Okay.
What do you call
so,
that state?
Super dead.
As you try to take this last bite, you start to choke on it, and you manage to fall over as your body rejects all of this draconic energy, and you just puke all of this meat out. Your distended belly still full of some of it. Lying on your side, you take 49 points of force damage.
I'm at least like mega incapacitated.
Before anyone can heal me, or heal you, because I know they could if they wanted to, Dread, making your first death save, what does your mind go to as you lay here dying from internal bleeding?
I'm just like, man.
You know, we can leave him here. We don't have to worry about him eating us right now.
My internal being thoughts.
I just look at Delumbo and I say, Delumbo, look at this thing.
I'm just like,
you're worried about it eating you?
No, not anymore. I mean, I'm pretty sure he killed people before on another town. I'm most certainly sure he ate somebody. That's the kind of fire we don't want on us. The smoke, you know, as the kids say.
You
I guess
could
Dread's like
leave
internal
this pathetic creature to die.
Dread's internal monologue here is just pretty much just like, is this honestly how it all ends? 500 years and I die on a heart. I've done this hundreds of times.
How much meat is left? Can I throw it in the pocket dimension hole? You know what?
For later.
There's going to be about 48 pounds of this meat left. He's taken 2 bites since then. I'm sorry, 45 pounds of meat left. But Dread, in your dying moments, what do you think of?
Yeah,
did you at least get the heart?
This is the heart.
This is the heart we're eating. But yeah.
Okay.
It's 40-something pounds of pure heart.
It's just I've done this hundreds of times. This shouldn't be this hard. And
it's just full. It's whole cholesterol. Like, you can eat hot once in a while, like maybe every 2 weeks. I'm not lying. It's like eating a cow heart. You know, but it's worse. It gives you dragon legs and eyes and stuff.
Maybe
let's hear Dread's inner thoughts real quick.
Maybe there was a time in my life where I feel like I was happy, and Dread had somebody with him. He had a romantic partner, and while he's like going away into what could be the afterlife, he can remember the moments that he was with her, lying on the beach with his non-fucked up feet in the sand, as the one.
You know what?
As the waves crashed across them, and just that soft silk that the sand gave him padding, he remembers interlocking fingers with this person in this moment, as he kind of. It's in this moment. Do the waves continue to take him away, or is he gonna wake up and walk back from the beach with his fucking
Must
leg?
have been nice.
Does anybody cast healing magic?
No, here's my first roll. 17.
4th level cure wounds.
He got a 17.
48 plus 7.
Let's see if he comes back first.
Well, no, he's rolling death saves at this point.
Yeah, you want me to full commit?
Let's heal him or he could die.
I'll roll them all. I got one success.
Fine. Cure wounds level 2.
I just said 4th level cure wounds. 48 plus 7.
All right.
I still never got the number for the healing for me, by the way.
I told you earlier. It was 2d8 plus 7.
2d8 plus 7? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll it myself.
You know what? She's being graceful enough to
14.
heal you.
All right. I woke up with 29 life. And I wake
She's
up.
gonna look at Crow and say, "Are you hiring?"
No.
And she's like, "Maniacs like you, absolutely."
I I sit up and wake up and I'm just like, hey, where did the heart go?
I'm
You know what? Do
alive.
it. Do it.
I'm like,
Finish this fucking heart. We are not leaving. This is a Matilda
There's 45
situation now.
pounds
You're
left
not
of it.
leaving here until you
Does-
finish this heart.
Does
okay,
There's
give it to me.
45
Give it back to
pounds
me.
Left of it.
Does Dread have to?
Some of that has to go to me. Thank you.
Shut up, Wingdings.
We're
Give
gonna
it to
run
me.
out of healing.
You're a fucking
abilities.
quitter, okay? You were still alive and you quit.
I just look
I
at
have-
Wingdings. Do you really want to try this?
Healing.
I know.
Okay,
After I recover.
As
I
long
haven't-
as you don't anticipate another
I
big
haven't-
fight, I've got a bunch of spell slots and
I
mostly
haven't closed
healing
the hole
spells.
yet, anyway. So
No, take it out of the hole. No,
it's in the
Delumbo,
hole. Go.
open your
science.
open your hole and give me your heart.
I'd never close the hole. The hole's so
I reach into the hole for the heart.
just go in.
No.
Dive, dive, dive!
You know I don't need to breathe, right? I won't die in there.
No, I mean that's only I don't know. I don't know how the hole works.
You know where it
Is it the
is.
fear
Just,
hole?
can you
The
grab it
hole
for
works
me?
how the hole works.
Can you?
It's right there. It's in the hole. I'm not
Yeah.
going to grab it.
Yeah.
Are we
Oh,
going to
God.
continue eating the dragon heart or not? Let's.
No, I do want to. Yeah, I have 29 HP.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's
No, I'm
get you
kidding.
another healing
I'm
spell.
kidding. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
You almost died, and then suddenly, as soon as you're back, you're just all like, more.
Man, it's a gambling addict thing. Okay, he's risking.
Because
it all.
what
90%
if-
of gamblers
what if the next-
quit before the big payout.
Bro, I just pawned my parents' TV, and I'm ready to hit the table.
And what if this time is the one that works?
That's right. Then I can get myself a TV.
You still hurt yourself every time you do it, Alex.
It's fine. It's fine. Another time. I recourse in my memory of laying on the sands with somebody I cherished, and it makes me come back to reality. And I tell no one. And I
Okay, are we moving on with the scene, or are we gonna keep eating dragon
closing
heart?
the hole. Close it, folding it. Nope.
I put my hand
Nobody-
on Oliver Green's shoulder, and I'm just like, "Thank you for helping me and guiding me from my mischief."
You want more, miss? Just shut
I
up.
just look at you and I'm just like, I hope I might have hymned some of your behavior, but that is yet to really be seen.
You know
It is
what?
very-
You know what though? You should hit it.
No, thank you.
Oliver Green,
Come on, man.
sensible man.
What do I have to benefit from that?
Oh, let me show you. And I roll up my pant leg.
Pervert.
Not that far.
No. I think I'll pass.
You're saying like
Serafina just looks at you and is like, "That is a wise decision."
the fish foot isn't cool.
I'm saying I don't need to be anything greater than what I am. Because
Wow.
I am already full of myself.
Wow.
Same here.
Always wise words of wisdoms out of Oliver Green. Come on, everybody. Just circle around, and I just walk away. I'm just like, enough. Tells me not to do stuff. He's good enough for himself.
I'm like, you should eat the heart. Just
I can never be good
Yeah,
enough for
the heart.
myself.
You're your own worst critic.
anyway,
Yeah.
where's my robot? Take me.
500 years, and I've still got all this student debt. Like, fuck.
So if you're trying to attune to the robot, give me a charisma saving throw.
Slab a whore. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second.
Ow.
Give me a second. Doesn't work that way. Okay, charisma saving throw. 7.
As you attempt to attune to this necklace and attune the necklace to the robot, the robot's eye flashes red 3 times, and you feel a monotonous voice in your mind say, "User identity rejected."
Fuck.
You cannot attempt for another 24 hours.
Damn it.
Man, you got the wrong.
Damn it, Oliver, you suck. And I leave. And I leave in a huff.
I don't know what that was about.
Um,
Well, let's go down to the hold and get my brother, and let's go meet our destiny.
Then I come back, Oliver, I'm sorry I said that. You don't suck.
all right, Alrita. I'd be pissed too if the thing didn't like me. I was like, I'm curious. I wonder if he likes me. Would you let me give it a shot?
So where's the prisoner at?
Okay, fair. Let's go downstairs.
I'm weak. Captain, I'm weak.
So, you guys head downstairs, retrieve the prince from his own personal holding cell, and he's like struggling against these chains. You realize it's been long enough for suggestion to have worn off. And he looks at you and he's like, "You son of a bitch!"
Hold him back.
Oh, you
You're
don't
a
have to
son of
hold
a
him.
bitch.
Like he's handcuffed behind his back, and
Oh,
you guys
I-
more or less just threw him in here on the floor.
Come here, son of a bitch.
We're not
You're the
gentle
son of
about
a
it.
bitch.
Why are you so mad? I don't understand.
Wouldn't you be mad if someone thwarted your plans? Wouldn't you be mad if someone stopped you from your rightful birthright?
Yeah,
I don't know.
We don't
Hasn't
want-
happened to me. I can't really speak for things like I haven't
Couldn't be me.
experienced yet.
Doesn't happen to me.
Couldn't be us.
First, what the fuck?
But I am curious. What are your plans now? I mean,
Tech thoughts.
you clearly were defeated. I'm not going to say it wasn't without some struggle, but ultimately, I managed to assemble a small group of ragtag leaders that just simply felt you were enough of a nuisance to be put down. Instead,
Like a dog.
I convinced them to, well, allow your sister to have that final decision. And you can thank her for asking me not to have you instantly just removed permanently.
He actually looks up to Serafina. And then back to you, and he says, "Well, I'm just so grateful to be in my own ship in chains.
Oh, nice. That was my idea.
Tell me, sister, what's your plan for me now?"
Zone of truth.
He's asking Serafina, and Serafina's on our side.
I think that's why she did it. She doesn't
Yeah, I don't
trust
I don't
Serafina.
trust her.
She doesn't trust
Oh.
anybody, not even us.
Before you cast
Especially
Zone of
not.
Truth, would you like a free insight check here?
Yes.
Yeah,
I would like to.
sure. I'll take any free is my
Zone of Truth
favorite
takes
word.
like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I thought
And
it lasts 10 minutes.
11,
I
but
tells
I'm gonna do
you.
my thingy.
you got to do the
I'll
salt ring at
Reroll
least.
that to
I got a 17.
also an 11. God damn it.
Oh no, you know what? It does
Um,
last 10 minutes. It's not a 10-minute cast time. So yeah, you could just zone
Okay.
out.
14
Yeah.
plus 8. I got a 22 on insight.
Ooh, nice.
With a 22, with a nice high roll like that, You glance over to Seraphina at this point in the conversation. Like, there's been a little bit of back and forth, but you can see just the ever slightest corner of a tear in the side of her eye, like she's holding back, and doing a very good job of trying to look intimidating.
Poor little liberal arts girl.
With a shaky voice that the rest of you don't really pick up on, but Amalia gets it. Like, she false starts and goes, well, Sylvanas, I can't exactly simply exile you. With our people having to nomadically travel and find a new home, you could give our position away to enemies like the Githyanki or Ithalid. So unfortunately, there are only two options. I could have you executed, or I could have the Archmage make you an invalid.
Whoa. That seems like too much.
And I don't know which one, honestly, is worse.
I kind of give her a little bit of an elbow and I whisper, hey, just take his skin. That'll work wonders for me.
What? Wingding?
She kind of looks at you funny and is like, no, that would be very painful and more than likely deadly.
Look, just
I don't know what you've
really...
got going on over here, Wingdings, but I guarantee you my brother Sylvanas does not have all that.
Oh,
also,
so
is it me or are you dirtier than usual?
He's always dirty.
I look down at myself like, what?
You've got, like, vomit on your armor.
I look up and I say
Right.
yes.
You know what? I just started casting Prestidigitation on all of us.
But yeah, do you still want to hit that zone of truth? It's a one action spell. Lasts 10 minutes. You can definitely do this. I'm gonna say because she's out in front, you could probably even sneak it in there and do it from behind her.
That's what she said.
I would. Okay, that is a good. You finally hit one, Alex. I'm so proud of you.
That was it.
You finally got one.
You did it.
Sneaking behind her.
I want to be able to hit the prince in it for sure.
It's got a pretty big radius. I don't think she'd be able to tell you're doing it from behind her.
That's what she said.
So yeah, if you want to drop Zone of Truth, I'm just gonna roll their saves.
You keep saying that line.
Okay. Let's drop some truth.
Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure they both pass. Seraphina rolled a 26, a 19 plus 7,
Jeez.
and the prince rolled a 25.
Yeah, that both saves. Boo. Sorry, guys, I tried.
You tried.
The
Valiant
attempt was
effort.
made.
I was entirely outclassed.
But yeah, she tells her brother that her only real options are to either execute him or have the Archmage make him an invalid, quote unquote. And she doesn't know which version is worse.
Somebody save him.
Well, there's potentially a different option. I mean, still is not the greatest, but you could do it. And then,
You can do it.
I mean, I know how to do it, but I can only do it for like maybe an hour. Other mages can probably do it for a lot longer. Polymorph him. And it's not necessarily exile, but you can keep him contained. until he served his sentence. That way you
She
don't
kind of looks at
ruin
you
his
for a moment
mind.
and says, well, that is an option, but I'm not sure if our Archmage can do that. I would have to ask when we re-arrive. And I myself definitely cannot.
Mm.
Is there anybody you have in mind who could possibly do that?
I'm trying to think if I know any mages that know true polymorph. No, not offhand, except for maybe.
Maybe
Bro?
Bro.
Or Lucius might even know somehow. Yeah, that means that.
We
But
could ask them.
To be fair, do we really want to ask the Titans for yet another favor?
And that is a problem, isn't it? It's becoming something of a pattern.
Yeah,
It's
but
happenstance, quite twice coincidence, but 5 different times?
I mean, this whole fighting the dragon thing, that was something that Pro for sure wanted. I wouldn't consider that a favor. That was us relaying information that she was aggressively interested in.
That much is true.
But
Sylvanas speaks up here, and he says, if it's all the same to the lot of you, if you need a criminal to pin this whole event down to make a strong showing as a future queen, executing your own brother would be quite the bloodthirsty, ruthless way to do it. But I do have a request, Seraphina. Though I know you will strip them of their rank and their ships, I beg of you not to kill any of the lieutenants or captains under my command.
Why?
Nor
Because
any
they
of
were
their
just following orders.
I heard Ellarina say that he was wanting to cast Detect Thoughts.
Just following orders.
Yeah.
Is he hear anything different than like what he's saying?
What the prince is saying is, don't kill my men. Kill me instead, if you must, to make a point that you are a strong ruler, a capable ruler, bloodthirsty and ruthless when necessary. He'll take that hit. But what he's thinking in this moment, Ellarina, is if they get away, maybe they can avenge me.
Oh,
Maybe
this
they can bring
bitch.
me back.
I'm smiling and I'm like, no, your man ain't coming back. They're going to with you.
He looks pretty shocked. And if Seraphina is shocked, she's doing a pretty good job of hiding it. Seraphina, for her part, because I'm assuming Ellarina's just scanning people's minds at this point.
Damn right.
Seraphina, for her part, she's considering just having him executed, but now she's running through her mind of, okay, I'm gonna have to execute the captains. I'm gonna have to execute the lieutenants. I can probably just jail all of the other Marines and strip them of title and rank.
Why
But
not
I'm going to be
do...
purging 20 to 30 people from my command structure. How do I replace them? And she's like running through a list of pretty cold calculating maneuvers of how to go about this. She still doesn't seem to want to kill her brother, but she knows it's the best option. I'll put it like that. That is what she thinks is the best option.
That's kind of fucked up.
Seraphina, you could put them on a Nuremberg trial, as it were.
A what trial?
Nuremberg, to
Nuremberg.
determine
The hell is the
to
Nuremberg?
determine how
You should put them on some sort of
determine how-
trial in front of him. So that we can,
What was she saying though?
I'm trying to determine the
Nuremberg?
actual
Nuremberg.
guilt. Yes, to
Is that like an
determine the
iceberg in
actual
space?
guilt in this, because if
So
they
what you're
were, I
saying
mean,
is we
we're
should-
fighting space Nazis. So if they were coerced
The Nazi.
or threatened, or it was the only way that they could survive or keep their families safe, would
Yeah,
that
but they
sway
still-
you at all?
They still blew up my town, so for no reason.
Serafina looks at you and asks, "I don't know what a Nuremberg is, but
I just explained
they
what it was.
would receive a series of trials by Admiralty Court, as is our custom, as would my brother. And I would ask all of you to testify against him, but that is up to you. I can make quite the handsome offer, though."
To testify against him.
Paying us to testify against her brother?
That's called
For
bribery.
a time.
Amalia is just gonna put her arm around Serafina and just sort of like tell her, I hate this, but if you want to kill a snake, if you want to stop a snake from eating your livestock, from eating your rabbits, you have to cut off the head.
These snakes.
Regardless of how guilty or not guilty his supporters might be, the chance of them coming back or feeling coerced enough to snap back, even if they were innocent in this and were just being dragged along for it, I don't know of a scenario in which he can stay alive unless there's any kind of information he wants to provide to try to help his cause. I don't see any other way this can play out other than, at minimum, he cannot continue to be alive and still make sure that still make sure other people stay safe.
She nods grimly and says, "I had surmised as much. The risk of my brother being unshackled from a spell that changes his shape, or freed from a prison at a later date, or something like that, is just too large."
I mean, even candidly, even with true polymorph, like, what somebody finds out who he is and then they change him back, or they come back in his name, like, it. I just don't see any other way of this playing out.
Again, Ellerina would be able to sense, one, Sylvanas is kind of panicking. He wanted to save his people. And two, Serafina is pretty coolly going over the people she could be supporting and electing and the ones she would have to get rid of. She doesn't think she has to kill off every single person.
Maybe it's best if we have this conversation not in front of the prince. Let's go to some sort of conference room or something. Let him sweat out his own decisions.
We were about to go meet with the other captains. I had intended to bring my brother as a show of faith to his crew that we haven't just simply murdered him.
Not sure they need that, but
It
you
might
do
go a
what
bit
needs to be
longer
done.
of a way than you think. I did follow my brother.
Mhm.
And if we haven't killed the conspirator of this whole thing, then it stands to reason they'll be a little more calm about being taken prisoner and not do anything stupid or rash.
So what happens when his followers find out that he was coerced into telling them to surrender, and then when we bring him in front of his people, he says, "It's all a trap, set me free"?
They're dying. They get killed by us.
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to keep future lives safe.
Tell you, we tell them the truth. It was the most efficient way and the safest way in order to prevent this coup from continuing any further. By doing so, we prevented a serious amount of bloodshed. Unnecessary
From the
violence.
looks of things, it also seemed as they had most of them, if not all of them, in chains already. It's entirely possible some did escape from the 2 ships that were annihilated, and perhaps some of them had some device that teleport away, but it's doubtless that we didn't get all of them, but most of them.
There's always a few cowards amongst the ranks that aren't willing to turn coat when they need to. Which then makes the overall group weaker as a faction. You'll have some issues to worry about in the future, but as long as you keep your head on a swivel and make sure there's no daggers into your back anytime soon, I think you are on the right steps to a bright future here.
If you think it's best to leave my brother behind, I'll leave that decision with a lot of you. But there is one thing I need to fetch from him. And she steps inside the cell that was containing her brother, this locked room, and from his backhand she pulls off his gloved gauntlets, and from the inside takes off one of his rings. And you can see she's got a matching ring on her other hand, and she puts that on. So she is wearing one on each hand.
So what's that for?
It is an arcane signet that will allow me to transfer the rights and powers of the Silver Star to myself. Think of it like attuning to a spell-jamming helm, but on a much grander scale. Instead of a large ship, it's an entire city.
I
see.
Oh,
that is something.
Well, as far as spelljammers go, it is very large and one of a kind. Do me a favor, though. Don't tell your Titan friend about it. I am very afraid she would try to take it from us.
There's a lot of things that I'm afraid that she would try and do had she learned a few things more about us, but...
Oh yes, that was my misstep about the Astral Atlas. I apologize. I hadn't considered her an enemy at the time. Well, maybe not an enemy, but I had considered her an ally. I hadn't really thought of who was in the room. Thank you for the catch. That could have turned quite nasty.
Well, unfortunately, despite your best efforts, I feel that some bit of attention might have been brought to our pursuit of it. And...
Well, we'll just have to be quick about it then, won't we?
And be mindful of who might be following us. Careful. Now that the closer we get, the more likely it is to slip between our fingers. We don't want that to happen.
Well, off to this meet and greet then. Who are we bringing?
Well, really, who wants to come? Preferably someone who has an intact stomach, and I look at Dredd.
I actually feel bad for the poor things. They shouldn't have done that.
No, not at all. I warned him against it every way and form.
They're dumbasses.
I'm surprised little Arena wasn't thinking about joining them.
No, too smart.
Tell me, is there at least going to be some kind of, like, soup to settle my stomach?
No, sorry, you're all out of luck there, love. Unfortunately, the only food on this ship appears to be up in the galley. And it's going to be hardtack marine rations there.
Ratchet's on the other ship.
Oh,
Yeah, Ratchet was on your ship. Speaking of your ship, what are you going to do about that?
Well,
If you do intend to make your case for one of these night spiders, well, they are quite a bit slower. A third the speed.
But
They carry 2 more guns and more room for storage.
we might be
There
able
we go.
to.
If you want my honest opinion on Spelljammers, your LT Barone is quite the lovely lady. She's like gathering up things to leave with you guys.
What if we were to sell one of the spiders to one of the other members of the Alliance?
Ooh,
And if they're not interested in giving us a good enough price for it, then we can just take it and sell it somewhere else. So that way we can fix it the Tiburon.
So
Oh my God, wait.
I'll just give you this baseline. The way the contract had been worded was that the salvage would be calculated out as gold, with each of you getting a share that you could claim.
Yep.
Yes.
So the idea being that you guys have a budget to buy from these salvaged pieces, and the brick boots have to work on your spelljammer of choice for free. The total value you guys can claim is 87,850.
87,000.
87,850 GP.
And
How much
is
would a
this
spider cost? Yeah.
The spider itself, in a perfect state, would be about 50 grand by Elerina's estimation. So that's, 3/5 of your budget, and that doesn't include the guns that are on it.
Oh,
But-
what?
pretty damn good.
Yeah, that doesn't include the guns that are on it.
Pretty damn
But-
good.
If you were just going to press for the guns
Yeah.
and keep your LT Barone, each of those guns is about 10,000. You guys have 3 weapon slots on your ship. You could remake the LT Barone's weapon capacity to 2 arcane cannons and a light cannon on it.
I do admit that having a spider would be dope, but it does put a giant target on your head. Like,
It's a big, slow ship.
but people
It
want
has
people want it.
I mean, if we had 2 ships, then we have the big slow ship and the other one that.
we'd have a ship and a trailer.
Yeah.
At any rate, you guys gather your things and begin making your way to the meeting point here. A lot of these elves have been handcuffed together with just standard chains. They've all been brought out, and they're being guarded by a bunch of the Welsh, who are armed with brand new laser rifles.
Love that.
Mary
for them.
Chrysler.
But yeah, you guys come to the head of the pack here, and you can see Captain Hoshizaki, the Welshman, leader of the Welsh. What's the guy's name?
Welsh.
No.
Welsh, Welsh.
Will she
Ennis-
the Welshman?
Ennis Brickroot and the Admiral are all here as well. And they seem to have brought out like a folding table, a very cheap one. And they're all sitting at that, like, exchanging little notebooks to each other. They motion for you guys to come to the table.
I do so. And I take my seat at the table.
Hello.
So, as you take your seat they kind of give you a recap of what they were talking about. You guys have been away quite some time on the ship, talking to the prince, eating this dragon heart. They've had a long while to talk.
Great.
But as you arrive and take your seats, they're like, finally, you've come to join us. Well, we were just discussing the divvying up of the ships that have not been sunk.
And I assume the calculations are pretty well drawn up so far?
So far, yes. According to the contract we all signed, actually, even with the totally destroyed ships, we came out a bit ahead of what our expectations were.
Before we get all of that, as far as our cut, what was our losses?
Well, the TMS Odyssey has been completely destroyed. No survivors.
How many men?
Damn.
How much crew?
And Tashimura shakes his head a little bitterly and he says, 35.
That super sucks, actually.
That was
The Welsh
35
lost the
men.
Bloodwind's Hope and Enri Glider. And the Welshman speaks to his aide, and the aide kind of looks really grim, and he says, 68 men lost.
68 too many.
The Five Fingers lost one of their 3 ships, the Descending Dark, their largest ship. They've been quite adamant they would like a Night Spider to replace it.
Why specifically a Night Spider to replace it?
It's a very big ship, and they would very much like another heavy ship. Only their 2 light ships survived.
Do they give
Quite a
an
heavy
estimate
blow
of how
to
many
their
people they
fleet.
lost?
Little fleet that it may be. And we, the Brick Boots, have lost the Gold Grinder. What? Not a serious loss.
Yeah, not the gold grinder.
I'd imagine if you were on that ship, you would have felt was rather serious.
Be that as it may. Be that as it may. Our men came willing to die, both for profit and for the protection of their people. Their families will be handsomely compensated.
That is fair. To be honest.
Give me an insight check.
Why is everybody so skeevy?
16?
Because they can be.
This skeevy-ass dwarf, he
it
rubs you the
checked
wrong way. He's treating these people's lives like they're numbers on a chart. And you can visibly see the Tashimura representative, Hoshizaki, getting redder by the moment, as is the Welshman. Neither one of them are like that. At all.
What a douche.
All things considered, the total value that we've brought back, even with all the destroyed ships, and even with losing down to 1, 2, 2. Even down 7 of their ships to 20. Down from 20 to 13. We're going to come ahead. They were quite well equipped compared to what we had imagined. All things considered, the share of claimant that you will be allowed is actually going to be somewhat higher. He flips
that's
through some
favorable.
paperwork and slides the redone contract. It still matches the same, it's just the math has been redone in the corner. And he says, instead of 83, or 87, 850, you can expect a return of 93,000. Give or take a few dozen here or there for repairs.
Is it given to us in like a note or something? Like, how do I claim this?
So he's sliding you a copy of the contract that's been rewritten, but exactly as the copy you guys have, just with the math redone right next to the old math. He's actually giving you a physical copy. They've had enough time to rewrite this. And he says, so, here, we'd like to sit down and hash out, for starters, what claimants everyone has and who's going to back up the other claimants. I've already spoken to the Titan Lucius, and she's already taken that ship well and on its way. As much as I am loath to see it go, I definitely do not want anything from the living lightning other than a smile. Well, with this in mind, the Brick Boots would like to lay claim to the Brick Boots would like to lay claim to the Iron Arachnid, as well as the Silken Strife.
What's the name of this?
Considering there was one more than average of these Night Spiders, that would be our entire claimant with its weapons included.
If I may, I would like to suggest that although the Brick Boots have very generously aided in this effort, I would suggest that those who suffered the greatest losses make the first claims.
Ooh.
I think that would only be fair.
Strong power move.
But we didn't lose anybody, Kelly.
You guys never went to look. You still don't know who you've lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? Maybe we
We
should.
came straight to the captain's meeting.
Well, that's not good.
That
Should I go check?
You never looked. Quartermaster? I think it's a good idea.
I'll go check on our boat.
Well, while he goes to do that, let's hammer out then who suffered the worst.
You know they say
I don't
look
see
for-
any reason that we shouldn't go by heaviest number of losses by men, or should we go by number of ships lost?
I think
What
it
is your
would do.
criteria?
I think it would do the greatest honor to the dead to start with those who've lost their lives, since that isn't something you can place a specific monetary value on. Wouldn't you agree? And she turns to Tashimura. She's not looking for acknowledgement from the Brick Boots. He doesn't get to decide.
Hashimura nods. Hoshizaki nods and says, yes. While the Tashimura have lost many men, the Welsh have lost far more. And the brick boot representative, Ennis, he kind of shrugs his shoulders and says, well, I mean, actually, I factually can put the price on a single individual
He's
life.
gonna stare daggers at this bastard.
I'm just saying, pragmatically.
Daggers. Absolute daggers.
If looks could kill, you do a
The
humanitarian
anti-life
service to look
equation
away.
is deep into my eyes.
Just murder this man on the spot.
This has been a dilly of a day. Do not test me.
Well,
He's ready to kill.
I just look at him. I was like, honestly, I've never seen her like this before. I wouldn't make any sudden movements.
This is super out of This is super out of pocket.
I'm so goddamn disrespectful. I'm so fucking sick of this man thinking that he can just show up and speak for everybody, and he's being so goddamn rude. Absolutely not. You can be all done.
More like all dead.
So
then I would ask that you allow us a
the
moment.
Welshman is like rubbing his beard, thinking for a moment, and he nods and says, "The Welsh, in place of a night spider, would like to lay claim to 3 of the star moths. 3 of the remaining 9."
Star moths were cool too.
Kind of out of character. Hey, guys, what do we want?
Do you want to call it here?
Yeah.
Well, and also
Let's
the
call it here,
DM
and we can have an in-character discussion.
Well, and I'd also like it, DM, if we could have like an inventory list of what's currently available.
Yeah, and what's happening with our ship.
Yeah.
And price value. I'd like a price value.
I can give you a rough estimate of the price value.
That's fine. Yeah, rough estimate's fine. Yeah.
So, while I work on that, why don't you guys hash it out? What do you guys particularly want?
I leave that to you
Combination.
folks. Because I have no ambitions one way or another on this.
Well,
That is a
certainly
fucking
doesn't.
lie.
That's what we were. That's what we were kind of talking about before.
That's a fucking lie. I'm pressing X to doubt as the DM.
Everyone
Does
wants
not have an
things.
ambition. This lion.
This motherfucker.
Even Wingdings wants
This is-
things. Like, come on.
I already know what I want, and we already got it. The Spelljammer, so...
I thought you were going to say the robot.
And my robot, and my gloves,
Roby the robot.
and my cloak that you have for some reason. I don't know why.
Don't worry about it.
I want
Yeah, I got a patchy cloak.
probably like
I don't know
100.
what
But
it
by
is.
the way, if you guys want to know what the magic items you picked up are,
Yes, please. I think
Oh,
that
yeah,
would be a good
I
end.
would identify everybody's.
I know.
Yeah.
I know mine. I know mine.
This is just like when you go
Alex,
Easter egg
Alex
hunting as
picked
a
up
kid and
a
you see
set
what all
of
you
gloves of
got.
thievery.
Yes, I took that down already. I added the.
Wingdings has a pearl of power.
Of course.
Delumbo got a portable hole and
Yep.
2 pots of awakening.
Oh shit, those are positive.
And then Amalia picked up a robe of useful items that has 13 additional patches on it.
Oh, I remember that thing.
So many patches.
Yeah, I rolled almost maxed when I rolled this.
Hey,
And
you're not here
Wingdings
to
found
explain
the
it.
prince's personal laser rifle, the Diddler.
What
Wait,
did you
what?
just call it?
The prince's
What?
personal laser rifle.
No, I'm gonna need you to say that again.
Yeah. What did you
What
call
is
it
it?
again? No. What did you call it? Hold up.
The Diddler.
He said the diddler.
He fucking did say that. Okay, I thought I misheard that.
The diddler.
Dude, I'm so fucking
God,
dancing in this
dude.
place. Dude, I want to
Okay, look.
Perfectly fine.
Okay, look.
So
what
it's
what
spelled
does the
item?
diddler do?
That's
legit.
your inspelled, it's your inspelled item, Will. It's your inspelled item, okay?
Well, first of
Okay.
all, it's covered in olive oil. Let's
You
just
said
get
it's a
that
rifle?
straight. Or baby oil.
Baby oil.
It's a rifle. Yes.
Okay, it's a rifle and it casts. God damn it! What's the name of the spell?
Force jam.
Force jam.
Oh, I don't
Yeah, you
like
get-
that.
I couldn't think of a better name for it other than Diddler.
Force damage on
Force
the
jam.
diddler.
Force jam the Diddler, or Diddler does a force jam.
No,
so, you know.
Jesus Christ, Caleb, you're just butchering this.
for Junkler.
I also gave the 6 scrolls that I found to Elorina.
Why are you?
Thank you.
Oh yeah. The 6 scrolls you found are of protection. 3 of them are protect.
I have to get comfortable and type this crap. Damn it. Ah. I was laying down.
The diddler
Three
for
protection.
real.
Okay,
So,
so,
three of them are protection from Fae.
Dude, like
One of them's protection from the undead. And 2 of them are protection from celestials.
the one time you could have used ChatGPT.
So
Like
if I do
honestly,
this
we would
pot
have been
of
okay with it.
awakening thing. Do these things have like a stat thing, or are they just?
They're just pots of awakening. You have to use them to make an awakened shrub.
I know.
Yeah.
And does the shrub, can it kill people, or like what do? They just
Yeah,
do
no,
whatever I tell them.
They do what you tell them to. They have action economy and 10 hit points.
A couple of bushes.
They're baby.
Yeah. My
Couple of triffids, just fucking.
does my eye mutation give me dark vision?
I better take that money up first.
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure you never said. 30? What's the distance?
30.
Nice, 60.